What do you want to talk about? Just about a month away from training camp.
It's almost here.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah.
And then media day. Well, actually, media day and then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Media day is the last Monday of September.
It is. How about that?
Yeah. And then they play a preseason game just a few days later.
Every time I think of a Kings media day, every single time the term Kings media day is mentioned, I automatically think about the fact that I was wearing a hospital wristband at media day because Avery was born the day before. She was born October 5th. Media day was October 6th. This was when the seasons were later. And Reggie Theus was the head coach. And so I was still a young Cub reporter, and my question was, I had this running thing with coaches and people, hey, I just had my first kid. Do you have any advice? And I don't feel bad because we played it on the air. Reggie goes, you got to hit him once. And I go, what? He goes, you just got to lay into him one time. One time when they're young, lay into them, and then you don't have to do it anymore because they're always going to remember that one time you laid into them.
What you're capable of.
What's capable of happening.
Did it work?
Yeah, funny thing is, I don't know because what he didn't specify is how long they're supposed to wait. I waited till she was like 3 months old. I don't feel like it took hold.
There's time this weekend.
Right. This weekend, we're revisiting the whole thing. From the 916, guys, which player will look the most miserable at Kings Media Day?
Ooh.
That's a great question because some of them may have RBF to start with. So you have to factor that in.
DeMar.
I was going to say, is it DeMar or Zach?
Those are the two candidates. I was going to say Malik also, but then I go, nah, Malik's just too fun, too much of a good spirit.
It will be interesting to get him in front of, I hope we get Malik and be like, look, you've heard all the talk.
Man, it's just talk.
And maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's just so damn honest to a fault.
But fun, just like a lively.
Yeah. Be like, hey, it's business, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm here to play.
Do we give him his stuff?
Yeah,
We still haven't given him his stuff.
I'm a pizza guy. Maybe at media day. No, that's not fair to do. Never mind. I was gonna say we do if we have Malik, we have like pizza guy pizza and like a taste test.
Absolutely. Blind taste test.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. This one's I was like,
unless we do like because I actually like pizza. I actually like Pizza Guys pizza. But you do like Pizza Guys. Like if it's a blind taste test, you do Pizza Guys, and then you do like Tombstone. What's the other one that tastes like ketchup?
Heinz.
No, like I'm not going to say
Frozen
Tony's
pizza?
or Red Baron or DiGiorno because those are like upper crust, pun intended. But like,
you ever I like the Stouffer's
French bread pizzas?
Yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
I always like those. Sound off. Which one do you like?
What's the one that's like super cheap? I used to use it for burrito wrapping back in.
What are you talking about?
For pizza?
Now that's what I call a taco.
What are
they
you
were
talking
like these little square Totinos. There's
Those
like
are-
these square ones, and I used to. This is back.
Totinos for my guys.
This is when I was like 19, and like you cook them, and then you can put more stuff in them, and you can fold them over. It's like a
As
pizza.
a pizza?
Yeah.
I remember they had the little, pizza rolls.
No, I thought it was Totino. Hold on, Totino's square.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy.
I mean, well, that was back when I could eat anything and not gain a pound. See right here. See the square. So you cooked it, and dude, they were like $1.
Oh wow.
And and they weren't half bad. But then you could put like a bunch of extra crap in there, and you fold it up like a taco lengthwise, and let's go, baby. Absolutely. And let me just say,
hey, we have a hot plate in here.
there was no smoking of anything going on when we were doing that either, by the way. Not at all.
Yeah.
No.
Not while you were.
We didn't have 5-gallon detergent buckets, water, a hose with a thing on it. We weren't playing Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains on repeat with a blacklight dart board at 3 a.m. on Howe Avenue.
Well, that's good to know what you weren't
We
doing.
were not doing any of that.
I'm still thrown by the sentence. What was that pizza I used to use for a burrito?
I had tacos last night, by the way. You'd have been proud. Carne asada in the Instant Pot. Yeah, didn't barbecue it.
What was your shell?
Fry
a shell?
Yeah, little street tacos.
Oh,
A little street taco.
I thought you were going to say a Pop-Tart.
No.
make a heck of a taco.
That makes a heck of a taco. So we have questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, went down a little road there. Sorry. Jonathan Kaminga.
Yeah, are we still waiting on this for everything else or what?
Apparently, this.
I mean, we're a month away in the war. Like, is he gonna be a Warrior? Is he gonna be traded? Like, earlier I was like, yeah, there's time. There's time, and there's still a little bit more time, but they don't want to carry this into camp, do they?
No, just at some point be like, yeah, we're not. But the sad thing is, you know how long this is going to carry on until he either re-ups with the Warriors or goes to a different team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be there to the point where it's like, I actually thought it'd be cool to have him on the team. Now I'm just like, just do something.
Well, I don't think the Kings need to offer more.
No,
because they don't have to have him. I think he would be nice to have.
Yes,
he's the kind of move that makes sense to me.
Agreed.
That this team should try.
Agreed.
But you also we don't want to go, ooh,
yeah,
he gave up way too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't.
So keep keep working his agent that angle. I mean, telling him that he would start. It's a different role. Like, again, I think the Warriors want him to be a screener, rebounder, make some shots. We're here. It's like he's going to be a factor. Like, go get buckets.
Absolutely. I don't. Yeah,
and that's probably more appealing to him.
Russ Westbrook. I gotta tell you right now, I'm not going to get fired up over it because honestly, I think this team's. Again, I come from the place of this team's going to suck from 50,000 feet, but on the ground floor, why?
My best answer for why would be another guy that will compete. I think competition is good, whether that's in practice, certainly in games. I honestly think if they signed him today, I think he'd push Schroeder. I think Schroeder would be the guy based on contract, based on signing him. But
yeah,
I don't think that gap is like, wow, Schroeder's your point guard, and then there's a drop off. I think it's, hey, if Westbrook's playing better, then he closes the game.
That's right. And
whereas now it's like, yeah, it's probably going to be Schroeder.
I don't know.
And the other guys can play the position. I just don't think that effectively, honestly.
No, I just wonder if but do we want Devin Carter or Malik Monk starting at point guard? No. But can they knock out 15 minutes a game backing up? I don't know. I mean, it
doesn't seem like the biggest pressing need, but I don't know.
13 points, 5 boards, 3.5 assists, and over 3 turnovers in 28 minutes a game last year.
He averaged that much for Denver?
Yeah, for Denver on 45, 32, 77 splits. It's not terrible. It's fine. I feel like there's your MLE probably right there, your full MLE, which they still have. I just look, I have a lot more respect for Scott Perry than to think this, but if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, all right, you were on the staff that drafted him, or you being a little, heart-eyed at this thing. Like, if Russ Westbrook would make a lot more sense, Jason, to me, if the Kings had drafted a young stud point guard that was 19, 18, and now you have Schroeder and Westbrook to teach him how to be a professional point guard. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, here's another possibility of reason. You're doing this to make most moves you're doing to make your team better. At least you believe you are.
Yeah.
Let's get to February and they're, I don't know, 11th, 12th, and they're whatever that record is.
Sure.
I think you could move him at the deadline easier. Maybe not easier, but maybe easier than Carter. I think Carter's like an off-season, hey, this is a young guy, still could be someone. Whereas Westbrook, everybody knows what he is. And it's like, hey, some other team needs some sort of jolt. I feel like that's another asset you could have as a trade deadline piece.
Where are we with Devin Carter, by the way? He's played half a year.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he is yet. I know he's got a goofy looking jumper, but I remember the first game. Remember the first game he showed up on the floor? He was a revelation.
Yeah.
He was all over the place.
I think he's an NBA defender.
Yeah.
Ready to go. I don't know about his offense still.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you eliminate. I mean, there's plenty of guys like, man, they can score, but they can't guard anybody. He's kind of the flip of that. I'm not saying he can't score.
Sure.
But he can guard. And if this team wants to defend, which Doug has said and Scott Perry has said, that seems to me he would be a little bit of a draw.
Well, and that for me is why I like when we're talking about moving Devin Carter. Like, obviously, if Devin Carter has to be part of a deal to grab like a really good player, then okay, I understand that. But it seems like with Devin Carter, he's almost like a throw-in, or hey, if we can just move him. It's like, dude, to me, this is the exact type of player the Kings need to hold on to and to develop and see what they have. I don't think it's unfair to compare Devin Carter to Davion Mitchell. They're similar prototype players. You've got, remember when Davion came in the league?
Yeah.
The offense was the issue, but off night, he can guard people. And he doesn't have a goofy looking jumper like Devin, but he had that rainbow jumper. We're not sure if that's going to translate to the NBA. I'm not saying he's going to be all NBA, Davion, but guarantee you Miami's really happy they have him.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if Devin Carter's a guy. It's like, bro, he hasn't even played a half a season yet. He was a lottery pick in the draft. Maybe he's a bust, but can we give him a minute?
Yeah, and without Westbrook, though, let's just say the season starts today. Where are his minutes? Even not counting Westbrook. I mean, it's going to be Schroeder.
Yeah.
You got to play Malik.
Yeah.
Levine's back there. Maybe DeRozan slides to 2 some points. I'm sure they're going to be intrigued by Nique in some level. I don't know where his minutes are.
That's why
if you add Westbrook, then it's
see you later.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think that's been the thing with Westbrook I think he's either in China or just came back from China. His camp is interested in coming to the Kings. The Kings are interested in bringing him in. The logjam just seems to be we don't have room right now. We're trying to create room, but there's no takers on anything. And there's an off chance that Russ does not start the season as an NBA player, that he may either be here, but
like they signed Crowder last year. Remember,
that's right.
During the season.
That's right.
He was a free agent.
But it also wouldn't be the shockingest of shocks. I don't think this will happen, but wouldn't shock me if Westbrook signed a massive deal overseas. He is massive overseas, and he may end up between salary and appearances and endorsements be able to make quite a bit more money and be the guy rather than a guy, and then maybe put an out clause in there that says, if an NBA team wants me, I can come over. That is absolutely a road for Russ Westbrook. So, as far as rotation goes, I think your starters are Schroeder, Levine, DeRozan, Levine, whatever.
Yeah.
Keegan,
and Sabonis.
That's
Malik would be in.
Malik would be in there. Nique, Clifford will be in there.
I think
in the 8 to 10. I think he will be. As of right now, Devin Carter somewhere. I think.
I don't know in the front court where McDermott fits in, if he's just kind of we need a quick see if he can knock down 2 threes, or if he just doesn't play every game.
I don't see
the center spot. Does it go to the experience of Eubanks, or is it like, hey, let's see what Raynaud can do?
I hope it's let's see what Raynaud can do. I really do. I hope this year, if it's up to me, I hope Raynaud and Nique Clifford each average 25 or more minutes. I know. What are we doing? Just throw them in there, dude. Just find out what you have. And look, if they're embarrassing themselves, if it's getting to the point it's like a fight where you got to give them a standing 8, I understand that. I want to know more about, again, it's not up to me, but if it was up to me, here's what I'd love to see. Give me Keon Ellis.
Oh, you mentioned Keon.
Yeah, we haven't. Give me Keon Ellis. Give me Nique Clifford. Give me Devin Carter. Keegan Murray is your number 1 option. Sabonis has to be in there because you don't have anything else, and he's a stud. Raynaud, and then everybody else behind those guys. Now you're winning games in the 20s. I fully acknowledge that. Okay, great.
But so you've traded DeRozan and Levine, or
no,
you're just not playing
the
them?
problem is it's not realistic because you can't just not play them because it kills their trade value. But at this point, to me, it's like, look, is Zach LaVine a top 5 player on the Kings? Absolutely. If not top 3, top 2. Of course he is. But to your point about benching Zach LaVine or bringing, whatever, like, was he losing trade? Zach LaVine isn't on the Kings because he's not a good player and they can't trade him because he's not good. Zach LaVine can help about 26 of 30 teams in the NBA, if not more. It's the contract. Mm-hmm. So whether you play him or you bench him, the contract's not going to change.
Yeah, but every year now it's getting better because you're less time on that contract.
That's right.
Not as big of a
That's right. Swallow. I think everybody knows what the hell DeMar DeRozan is. I mean, the bottom line is they're not part of our future. They're not. The only part they are of our future is what are we going to eventually get for them? Zach LaVine's not going to be on that. Neither of these guys are going to be on this team in 2 years. I'd be surprised if anyone was on that.
I wonder how many on the whole roster, though, too. I mean, and you can't always just play for the future, but they haven't really done that in a while.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, you could probably find a mix and match, though, somewhere in there.
What do you mean? Like
of some, like, try to win as many games with players, but also still, like, for example, we already kind of touched on this. If Sabonis is going to start, Sabonis is a very important piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
If the option is Eubanks has played more, he's an NBA veteran.
Yeah.
Maxime Raynaud hasn't played. Pay Maxime Raynaud. Like, you're talking about the backup.
Yeah.
The minutes are Sabonis.
Yes.
10 to 12 to 16.
They
should go to Maxime.
Absolutely.
Raynaud. That's a future move as opposed to
Eubanks
is probably better today.
Yes.
But this isn't about that.
But his ceiling, we don't know what Raynaud's ceiling is.
Yeah.
But we know that his ceiling is probably higher than Eubanks.
Right.
He may never get there, but it's higher.
If you're debating between McDermott and Clifford.
No question.
Clifford.
Sorry, Doug.
Yeah. Doug can shoot. He's one of the best shooters on the team.
We'll bring in some blowouts.
Yeah. That kind of thing is, I think, where you can mix and match. Now, Malik's not that old.
No, he's not.
And he still could be a part of the future.
That's right.
I
agree with you.
Is Keegan a part of the future? Like, Keegan's going to play a ton, I think.
I would like to find out.
Right.
I'd like to find out how gifted he is. We're going into year 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going into year 4, and he was already an older rookie.
Right.
Let's see what happens. Let's have a couple of games where he's the number 1 option.
Yeah.
Let's just see.
The way they're constructed, I don't see that happening.
I agree with you. Yeah. It's not going to happen. So what are we going to get? We're going to get 38 out of Zach LaVine, and yay, the Kings won, and now they're 37 and 43. Okay, awesome. Sweet. I would like to end the year knowing what I have in Raynaud, knowing what I have in Clifford, knowing what I have in Keegan Murray offensively, seeing what I have full bore with Keon Ellis, knowing these things, knowing what I have in Devin Carter, or at least having a better idea with these guys. Oh, and by the way, we got a pretty good pick coming to us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, Zach LaVine's an expiring next year. DeMar DeRozan's partially guaranteed. Sabonis still getting that. To me is the way to go. If it's anything but that this year, you're just cycling around.
Mm-hmm.
You're just treading water again. And great. Awesome. 38 wins, 40 wins, 30. Awesome.
Yeah.
Super entertaining.
Yeah. I think that's where we've talked about it. That's where the puzzle is. Like, there's camp. I think you're in that one, like that, like, strip it down.
Yeah.
Identify what you have.
That's right.
If it, doesn't mean you have to win 10 games, but strip it, go forward from there to, I believe, an organization that wants to win as many games as possible.
Yep.
And I still think there's a way to try to get to a little bit of both. Not easy. But also, like, what's the success of, like, a best case scenario, not even wins, but where you play some veterans because you're trying to win.
Sure.
But you get some idea, better answers on Carter, Ellis, Raynaud, Clifford. Again, I don't think that ceiling's very high, but as long as you answer that second part, I think that's important.
Yeah, there's no better development than getting on the floor against seasoned NBA players, and iron sharpens iron.
Yeah,
stuff.
But I think you can also get that value in, like, wow, Carter's playing minutes with Sabonis, DeRozan, and LaVine.
Yeah,
and he's
sure,
maybe he's the 4th option, but look, he's cooking tonight because he's the 4th option.
I would love to use those talented vets as It's funny. I was having a conversation with my counterpart across the pond this morning, and last year, the longtime captain for Huddersfield Town, his name is Jonathan Hogg. We cut him. We let him go. And this is a guy that has murals of him painted in the city. He's that big of a deal. They call him the General. He's a big freaking deal over there. Well, he hasn't caught on with any other team, nor do I think he's tried. He's 35 years old. And one of the thoughts there is this is a guy that could practice and be around some of the youth. And they do this over there where you'll have these older veterans around the youth in game type situations as almost on the court coaches, right? On the pitch coaching.
Makes sense.
I understand in the NBA, there's a lot more involved with ego and like, hey, DeMar DeRozan would like to win a championship in his lifetime. And Sabonis doesn't want to just be sitting here coaching kids. But there is value to having these kids, the young core, surrounded by super pros, guys that bring their lunch pail. I get that, but not at the expense of not. If this team is worried about winning over developing, to me, that's the wrong direction. If you can develop and win, that's great. Like you said, if there's a hybrid there, that's great.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get to win 38,
right, you're going to push towards the known quantity in that scenario more than, hey, we have 10 games left. If they go 6-4, they're going to get in. Mm-hmm. They're going to push for that. Right. And that might be at the expense of, well, wouldn't you want Clifford to experience, well, we're in a stretch run here. We need to win 6 of the last 10. He doesn't play because you're going to max out DeRozan and Levine's minutes.
That's right.
But we'll see. I mean, that's all depending on how the season goes.
From the 916, and we'll get into more of this. I don't want to have this conversation every time we talk about the Kings at length, and we'll get into more of this as we preview the season as we get closer to tip off. But from the 916, why are we just writing this team off? As a Bulls fan, I watched DeMar and Levine be the best team in the NBA before Lonzo Ball got hurt. It can work. We have 9 really good players. Why are we so negative? That's from Folsom Mike. Also from the 530, Levine just must not be a very good NBA player with all this pessimism. Keegan too. Otherwise, why can't this roster be better than 38 wins? They could.
Yeah.
They could.
No, I think I've been saying for a while, I think there's more talent here than people give them credit for. I just think it's mismatch. It's a weird match right now.
That's
and
exactly
maybe they can figure it out.
That's exactly it.
But
I think this is the most, I think if you assigned, we talked about this before, if you assigned an individual rating to every player on the roster from 1 to 10, and then you added that rating up, and you did that throughout the years, I think this is the most talented team on paper since the 2002 era. I think it's more talented than any of our test team. I think it's more talented than this version when you take them individually.
Right.
But to your point, there are gaping holes that are, look at, all you have to do is look at like an Oklahoma City, which is obviously the gold standard, but everybody has a defined role. They are good at pretty much everything. When you look at this team, you're like, okay, a lot of these guys overlap. Yeah. Especially Levine and DeRozan. You got way too much in the backcourt. Who the hell's playing defense?
Well, let's compare him just more recently to the original Beam team.
Sure.
So the two similars are Sabonis, who I think is more seasoned and polished than he was a few years ago.
Yeah.
And then Keegan, who's year 4 versus year 1.
Yeah.
Then it would be Barnes versus DeRozan, Herter versus Levine. Now Fox would win that one.
Yeah, and I also think Levine would win over Herter by a pretty damn decent margin.
DeRozan over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So individually, it's better.
A lot of talent. I think that's where some people get lost is they go, well, hold on. I mean, we got a lot. Look at all these guys. Like this guy's good. This guy's good. And you're right. But I will use the same tired analogy I always use. Creme brulee and filet mignon are both wonderful dishes that do not mix together. If you emptied out a thing of creme brulee on top of a filet mignon, it's probably not going to, well, maybe it tastes good, but it's probably not going to taste that great. They don't go together. A vanilla ice cream on top of shrimp doesn't go together. They're both great ingredients. This is not a good mixture of ingredients, guys, which is why they might win 40. They might win 42. 30, whatever. But let me ask you this. If at the end of the year, this team is, wins 43 games, they're above 500, and you've given the bulk of your minutes to Sabonis and Levine and DeRozan, you're picking in the mid to high teens. Is that a good year for you?
If they can answer some of those young player questions, I would take that.
But that's what I'm saying. I think the bulk of the minutes. That's why the key there is the bulk of the minutes going to those veterans. See, to me, that's a pointless year to me. But that's me. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the diamond. Jason's guy, Caleb Raleigh.
Yes.
And the A's had a little bit of an interesting situation out there against Tarek School and the Detroit Tigers.